Hi everyone, back at Southern Sands Ranch, and today we are going to be working with our mealworms. This is mealworms day 1, so Steve has not had a chance to do exactly what we want with these yet. I bought some cabinets, or they're little Sterlite drawer things, from Walmart. They're like 20 bucks a piece. And let me show them to you. Hang on. So here's what I bought at Walmart. They're just stackable drawers. It's 3, and we've got 2 stacked on top of each other. I bought 4 because we want a pretty good mealworm farm going. What we are planning to do is take the inside of this, cut this out, and put a screen down so that when the beetles, who will be in the top drawer, lay their eggs, then it'll drop down to the next drawer and there will be eggs in there. But today we're just starting with day 1. So what I did was I bought some mealworms at the pet store. A lot of times pet stores will have them because people feed their chameleons and reptiles mealworms. And so I went and bought some of these at the there was a Pet Sense and a Petco. That's where I got them. I wasn't sure about the giant mealworms, but when I read it, they're not like the super worms. They're just big mealworms. I also bought some baby carrots at Walmart, and I went to our local feed store and I bought some wheat bran because they like to live in that. You can use oatmeal if you want to, but I bought this wheat bran. Came in a 40-pound bag for about $28. It will last me literally forever with these mealworms, I think. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to take one of these drawers here, and I'm going to put some wheat bran in it. Let me get a little scoop over here. I'll get it out of the bird feed. Need to get some more bird feed. You could probably also use chicken feed or whatever, but most people use either oatmeal or wheat bran from what I've seen for their mealworms. So I'm going to put a couple of inches in there. I may keep my giant ones separate from the little ones. I think I'll do that just, to see, to make sure that everything works well. Looks like I might need a little more in there. So let me get another scoop. And I'll put a little bit here. A little more wheat bran. And then let me get another drawer out. This is our building where we brood. We have another business, a dog training business. We do team meetings in here. Steve's tools are over there. So this is kind of a multi-purpose building. We have our solar equipment in here as well. So we do a little bit of everything in here. So let's get that out and let me open. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. May have to put the camera down, prop it up somehow. Let's see if I can prop it up a little bit. Let me open this, and I'll show you the inside. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see anything right away. That's the inside. Let me shake it a little bit. See, well, there's a dead one. Hopefully they're not all dead. Let me just pour them out in here on top and see what happens. Oh, there's one that is not dead. So Seem to be quite a few little dead ones in there. But anyway, there's the mealworms. I'm going to put some carrots in there for some moisture for them. When I brought them home, so this is the kind of wheat bran that I bought. I just got it at our milling company. We've got a feed mill nearby, and this is the kind they sell. It's a 40-pound bag. It was like $28. When I brought the mealworms home, of course, in the pet store, they were refrigerated. So I just put them out on the counter and let them warm up. Of course, nobody was moving when they were cold. But I think that, once they warmed up, they kind of started moving. And we got what you all saw just a minute ago. So hang on, let me get some carrots out. So I just got some baby carrots. And I'm going to put several of them in here. The bran is their food. The carrots, they are their moisture. So I'm going to let them have some moisture in there. I'll come in here later and work through the dead ones and pick that out. But that's as easy as it gets. And that's the way mealworms work. I'll put them back in their little cabinet. And I'm wanting those to become beetles, because the beetles are the ones that lay eggs, and they will give me more mealworms eventually. They turn in from beetles. Beetles lay eggs. The eggs turn into mealworms, which are larvae. They're not really worms. And then they turn into a pupa. And then the pupa turns into a beetle. That's kind of the lifespan of a mealworm. So hang on a second and let me get these other mealworms poured into this container, and we'll give them carrots, and we'll do that. Thank you. I guess I should answer the why for the mealworms, because some of you might be thinking that I'm a little bit crazy. Why mealworms is they're an excellent source of protein and nutrition for our birds. And these guys over here, let me get to them. These guys over here are going to love the mealworms. They are very nutritious. They add extra protein, and they're going to go after them like you wouldn't believe. You can buy dried mealworms at the store, but there was like a 5-pound bag for like $25, $25 or $30 at Tractor Supply last time I went, and that's a lot. So I'm going to pour these smaller mealworms into the bin here and see what we've got. Yeah, there's some little guys wiggling around in there. So I'm going to put the rest of these containers into this bin. I got about 5 containers. There's supposed to be 100 mealworms in each. I'm not sure who goes around counting these. So, well, who knows how many we've actually got. It could be more, it could be less. But let's see. Yeah, there are quite a few of them in there. They're burrowing into there. They're probably thirsty. So I'm gonna put quite a few carrots in here. Like I said, these are just baby carrots from the store. You can use carrots you grow. We don't have any. You can use potatoes. You can use all sorts of different produce. The one thing you don't want to do is get anything like super juicy, because you don't want this the substrate, the wheat bran, to get really soggy. You want it to stay relatively dry, because you don't want to drown your mealworms. They don't swim very well. So I know a lot of people use them for bait too, and they work pretty well for that, but it's not what we're trying to do here. So if I can get this in here one-handed, there we go, finally got that done. And then about once a week, I'll come in and check on them.